Hi everyone, I am Laurie Maxon from YourEssentialInsights.com. This video here is going to be addressing some of the issues that I hear people talking about a lot and asking questions about how they can overcome fear. And I think first of all, we need to understand that almost everybody experiences fear. We have maybe fear that's you can actually put your hands on, like a spider, or fears that are, just our thinking and deal with emotions. A lot of times, though, what we do is we hang on to those fears and we don't really move past it, but we attach it to everything that we're doing. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you went through a divorce and it was horrible. And during that divorce, maybe you lost everything. Maybe you have broken relationships with family members. Maybe it was your home. Maybe, you're having a hard time with money. So during that divorce, maybe there's a lot of angry words shared back and forth, and there's not a good relationship. Maybe you don't have custody of your children. All of that is built up, and so it's created a negative emotion to you of something being taken away. And so now let's say next week you go into work and maybe you have a leadership position and your boss calls you into the office and he tells you, hey, business isn't doing so well. We're going to have to demote you. You're going to have to go back out on the floor and work instead of being in charge. Immediately, you flip out, you know. You become angry and you're yelling. And I think what you need to do is understand that those two are connected, even though they're different circumstances. What you've taken is you've lost something during the divorce, and it could have been any one of those or all of those things that I mentioned, and it created this negative response in you of anger, resentment, revenge, and you've brought that forward. So anytime your brain recognizes, hey, something's being taken away from you, what happens? You take those emotions because your brain says, hey, I recognize this. This is what happened before. Do it now. You become angry. You want to get revenge. You become resentful. And it continues to carry on. So the important thing is when you're fearful of something, when whatever it is, understand that fear, you cannot put your hands on it. Fear is an emotion, and if it's an emotion, you are in control of it. So you can choose to allow that fear to just hold on, or you can recognize what it is and think about, well, how can I change that? How can I have a better experience from it? What can I learn from it? So, and I'll give you a for instance. I have a horrible fear of spiders. I will always, I've trained my brain on purpose to do this. If I see a spider, I am grabbing whatever I can that's large enough that I can kill it from far away. Or if I have a spray can, I'm spraying it. But I taught my brain to do that. On the other hand, I have fears of, I become very anxious or fearful for my kids. Now they're grown kids, so it doesn't matter if you have little children, if you have older children who are really grown adults. I have fears for them. I want the best for them. I don't want them to make mistakes. I don't want them to get hurt. And so anytime that they do something, I go into a protective mode and I want to make sure, I still treat them like kids. What I have to do then is take that back. I recognize as soon as it starts, because my heart will start beating faster, or my mind starts playing all of these horrible tricks on me on what could happen. And I have to bring myself back to reality. And I have to say, hold on, that's a fear. That fear is triggering this response. Instead, I'm going to develop a different way to deal with this. I'm going to understand that my children are adults. If they make a mistake, they will either pay the consequence of it and learn, or they won't, but it has nothing to do with me. I cannot control the outcome. I cannot control their actions or their behaviors. And so I have to pull myself back constantly. And it helps me. to live my life better and happier because I'm not constantly dealing with that. I have a trigger now that says, hey, where's your thinking? As soon as I know, okay, my mind starts to wander, I fall back onto the plan that I have in place to overcome that. So no matter what your fear is, I know that a lot of people have fear of dying. Well, I have to say, everybody's going to die. Every living thing dies. And depending on your beliefs, it can be very fearful because you look at it as the unknown. What can happen? What happens after we die? Others, like me, believe in God. We believe that there is a different type of life. We still don't know exactly what it is, but we have a hope that there is something different, and we believe and we have a faith in something else. So for you, I would say you have to make a decision. You have to believe in something. Because if you don't, then you just constantly live in doubt. And doubt keeps you in fear. So no matter where you are right now, no matter what you believe in, whether you believe like me or not, I would encourage you, go research, go find things, seek out answers that will fit for you. And, I know that you're not going to all believe the same as I do, but I would share that you still have to find something to believe in. If you don't believe in something, if you don't have faith in something, the opposite of that is having fears and doubts. And so that once again is your choice. You have to understand we control our emotions. We set them in place. We know what makes us happy. We know what makes us sad. If something makes us sad, we can either stay there or we can find a way to be happy. And Tony Robbins, great example, talks about pain and pleasure. Everything in life is either one or the other. We will either associate pain with something or we associate pleasure with something. The choice is yours. You can either live in pain, in fear, in doubt, or you can live with pleasure. What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? Seek those opportunities. You can change. Don't you can't say that, well, I can't. I'm telling you what, you can Google as many things as you want, but there are thousands, millions probably, of people out there who have dealt with devastating things in their lives that cause them fear, that cause them pain, and they've overcome them. And so can you. You're just making a choice to not. And I would encourage you to visit youressentialinsights.com. I have a free ebook out there for you, and it will help you to start putting some steps in place to deal with fear and how to overcome those. I want you to experience life. I want you to think about what would your life be if you could experience joy and happiness instead of living in the state of fear. Think about that. I really want you to spend some time, because if you can't imagine or you won't think about what your life will be or what it would look like changed, then it tells me that you may be content staying where you are. All I ask, if you've seen any of my videos, is that you believe that you can change your thinking. You cannot control life and you can't control people. What you can control is you and your thinking and your responses. So I encourage you to think about that. And if you're willing to take that next step, if you truly want to overcome the fears and the challenges that you're facing right now, and you want to experience life a different way, a one with hope, a one with a belief in yourself, a one that will help you create steps to overcome those fears, then I invite you to come visit me, www.youressentialinsights.com. Read about me, read the information that I have on there, get in touch with me, and let's start helping you to experience life a different way. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.